Welcome to Learner's Planet. Children, this is session 1 about air, water and weather. So in this session, you will learn about air, water and also about the sun. So children, we'll start with the weather. The weather, children? Yes, weather is the condition of the air, clouds, rain and sun of the place at a particular time. So children, it depends upon the condition of the air, then clouds, rain and the sun which causes change in the weather. So children, we can also say that the changes in the weather are due to the sun, right? So we can say that sun causes changes in the weather, right? But how does it causes these changes in the weather? Let's see. Children, you must be knowing that the heat of the sun causes winds to blow and it also causes the changes in the state of water, right? So there are basically 3 states of water, right? The 3 states of water appear in liquid, solid and gas, right? So how does this changes in the state of weather is caused? Yes, it is caused by the heat of the sun. So we can say that the heat of the sun causes winds to blow and even it also causes changes in the state of the water. And that is why we can say that changes in the state of air and water cause the changes in the weather, right? So indirectly the change in the weather is caused by the sun, because this sun or the heat of the sun causes change in the wind. It also causes change in the state of water and air, and finally these all things, that is the air, clouds, rain, all these causes changes in the weather, right? So always remember that the sun causes change in the weather. So children, now let's study about the sun's role. Yes children, the sun plays a major role in causing changes in the weather conditions. But how does this happen? Yes, you can see in the picture, right? These are the different seasons and these different seasons are experienced by us through the change in the weather. Right, and this change in the weather conditions are caused by the sun. So what is actually sun? Yes, sun is the huge ball of fire and it also causes the change in the weather conditions in which we experience different seasons, right? So let's see that how important is the sun's role in the change caused in the weather. Children, we know that the earth moves around the sun, right? And this movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. As you can see in the picture, right? The earth is moving around the sun. So this movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution, right? Children, the earth is also tilted on its axis at such an angle that the side of the earth facing the sun has longer and hotter days, right? So always remember that the earth is tilted on its axis, and because this tilted earth at such an angle, it causes the change in the weather, right? That is why we can say that the side of the earth which faces the sun has longer and hotter days, and thus we experience summer season, right? So remember that the tilt of the earth at some angle which faces the sun causes the longer and the hotter days, and thus we experience summer season, right? And the part of the earth which is away from the sun has cooler and shorter days and has winter season, right? So when the part of the earth is away from the sun, it has cooler and shorter days, and that is why we experience winter season. Alright children, so have you got it? How does the summer and winter season are caused? How this change occurs? It is because of the tiltness of the earth, right? Children, the earth also moves on its own axis, right? And this is called the rotation of the earth. Alright children, when earth moves around the sun, that movement is called revolution. But when the earth moves on its own axis, it is called the rotation. So this is the main difference between the revolution and the rotation of the earth, right? So when earth moves on its own axis, it is called rotation of the earth, right? So finally we can say that revolution causes change in seasons while rotation causes day and night, right? What happens when revolution takes place? Yes, revolution of the earth causes change in seasons while rotation of the earth causes day and night. Alright children? Children, the heat of the sun also causes the winds to blow, as we saw before, right? It causes the winds to blow, and it also causes the change in the states of matter, that is the water, right? So children, when the air gets heated up due to sun, what happens? Yes, it becomes lighter. So when the air gets heated up due to sun, the air becomes lighter and lighter. And because of this, sun also changes the states of water and causes humidity and rain. Alright children? So what happens actually when the air is lighter? Means when it is heated up due to sun, the warm air rises up, right? And the cool air then comes in to take its place, alright? And this movement of air causes winds. So children, we can say that the heat of the sun also causes winds to blow, right? How does it causes winds to blow? Yes, the air gets heated up due to sun, it becomes lighter, then it rises up, then cool air comes in to take its place, and this movement of air causes winds, right? And sun also causes the change in the states of water, and because of the change of the state of water, it causes humidity and rain, right? So children, what is actually meant by humidity? Yes, the amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. What it is called as? Humidity. So the amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity, and that is the sun which causes the change in the state of water, which finally causes humidity, right? So children, we can say that water vapor rises up and condenses on the dust particles which are already present in the air, and it condenses into tiny droplets of water. So children, water vapor rises up in the air and it condenses on the dust particles which is present in the air, and it condenses into tiny droplets of water. And as more and more water vapors are formed, more and more water droplets come together to form clouds, right? So always remember that because of this amount of water vapor in the air, means humidity, forms the tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water, what do? Yes, they come together to form big clouds. And then what happens? Yes, in the clouds, these tiny droplets of water combine to form bigger droplets of water. As you can see here, these are now big clouds, right? They hold tiny droplets of water inside them, right? And many tiny droplets of water combine to form bigger droplets of water. Alright, and after this, what happens? Yes, when these clouds become saturated, they are not able to hold water droplets any longer in them, and that is why the water droplets fall down in the form of rain. Alright children, what is meant by saturated? Yes, it is completely soaken. Alright children, so when these clouds are completely soaken, they are not able to hold water droplets, and finally the water droplets fall down as rain, right? And then we start experiencing the rainy season. And children, in very cold areas, that means the hilly areas or the hilly regions, these water droplets condense and fall down as snow, right? In hot places or the hot areas or in the normal areas, the tiny droplets of water which are formed in the clouds fall down as rain. And in the very cold areas, it falls as snow, right? As you can see in the picture. This is a picture of snow, and you can see that this is the very cold area, right? So this happens because of the sun's role. So sun plays a major role and a very important role in causing changes in the weather conditions. And now we will study more about air. Children, you must be knowing that air is all around us. We cannot see it, but we can feel it, right? So we can say that air is all around us and it is a mixture of several gases, right? It is a mixture of several gases, and air also contains water vapor and dust. So we can say that air is a mixture of gases, water vapor and dust. And the same way we can say that our earth is surrounded by the blanket of air called as atmosphere. As you can see in this picture, right? Our earth is surrounded by the blanket of air which we call as atmosphere. Right children? Children, we can feel air when it blows, but we cannot see it, and this moving air is called wind. What it is called as? Wind, right? So whenever the air blows, we can feel it, and this moving air is called wind. So we can see different types of wind. Like a gentle wind is called a breeze, right? As you can see in the picture, and you can guess that this is a gentle wind, means not too fast or not too slow, right? So such kind of gentle wind is called a breeze. Then a strong wind is called a gale. What it is called as? Gale, right? So a gentle wind is called a breeze, while a strong wind is called a gale. And very strong winds are called wind storms. What are they called as? Wind storms. Alright children, so always remember that moving air is called wind, gentle wind is called a breeze, while a strong wind is called a gale, and very strong winds are called wind storms, right? And if they occur, means the wind storms occur along with such thunder and lightning, they are called as thunderstorms. What are they called as? Thunderstorms, right? So always remember that if the wind storms occur along with the thunder and lightning, they are called thunderstorms. Alright children, so there are various forms of wind which we saw. Alright, so finally we can say that wind also affects the weather of a place. In some places we experience breeze, in some places we experience storms and thunderstorms, right? And in some places, at some places we experience gale, right? So this is all depending upon the moving air, that is wind, right? How strong the wind is happening or how slow it is affecting the weather of the place. Alright children, now we will study about sea and land breezes. Children, what are the sea and the land breezes? Yes, children, land heats up as well as it cools down faster than the water, right? Like we boil the water, right? But when does it cool? It takes time to cool down. But when the land heats up and when it cools down, it cools faster than water. So land when heats up gets cooled down even faster than water. And this gives rise to sea breeze and land breeze. And especially this takes place in the coastal areas, right, where the land and the water are present together. Alright children, so the land heats up as well as cools down faster than water, and because of this it gives rise to sea breeze and land breeze, which takes place in the coastal areas. Alright children, so we can say that during the daytime land gets heated up by the heat of the sun, right? And the air above the land is then heated up because the land is now heated up by the sun. So the air will also be get heated up by the heated up by the sun. Alright, and after this what happens? The hot air rises up from the land finally, and the cool air from the sea flows in to take its place, right? So this is a picture of such a coastal area where the land and the water both are present, right? Both are together. So we can say that first the land gets heated up then the air above the land gets heated up, then finally the hot air rises up from the land and the cool air from the sea flows in to take its place, and this condition or this process is known as sea breeze. What it is called as? Sea breeze. So sea breeze takes place during the daytime. And what happens at night? Yes, at night the reverse process takes place. What happens? Land cools down faster than the sea. Now, when the air above the sea is warmer than the air above the land, what happens? The warm air rises up and the cool air from the land now rushes towards the sea. Alright, and this is known as land breeze. So always remember that sea breeze takes place during the daytime and land breeze takes place during the night time. Right? And sea breeze and land breeze are opposite processes. Alright children? So I hope that the sea breeze and the land breeze are clear to you. You are clear with these terms. Alright? And now we will move on to the water. And now we will learn more about water. Children, you must be knowing that more than 70% of the earth's surface is covered with water. As you can see here, the blue region shows the percentage of the water on the earth's surface, and rest 30% of the earth's surface is covered with land, which is shown by the green area or the green region, by the green color. Alright children, so now let's study about the processes of water. So the first one is evaporation. Children, water exists in nature as three forms, that is as snow, as liquid water and as water vapor. Right? So water exists in nature as three forms, the solid one, the liquid one and the gaseous one. Right? And the examples are snow, liquid water and water vapor. Alright children, so children, we can say that these three states of water are interchangeable. That means solid can be converted into liquid and vice versa. Then liquid can be converted into gaseous and vice versa. Then gaseous state can be converted into solid or liquid state. So all these three states of water are interchangeable. Alright children. So we can say that the heat of the sun that changes the water into water vapor, that process is called as evaporation. What it is called as? Evaporation. Right? What is evaporation? Yes, the heat of the sun which changes water into water vapor is called evaporation. Right? So you can see here in this picture, there is a tub or there is a vessel in which we have poured water. Right? But due to the heat of the sun, this water converts into water vapor. So this process is called evaporation. This is imaginary children. You cannot see steam or you cannot see water vapor. Children, if we keep a mug of chemical out in the sun, the level of the chemical goes down by the evening. So this is an interesting example through which you can understand the process of evaporation. If you will keep a mug of chemical out in the sun, after some time you will see, that means in the evening you will see that the level of the chemical goes down. So why does this goes down? It is because of the process of evaporation. The chemical in the mug, because of the heat of the sun, evaporates, and that is why, because of this evaporation, the level goes down. Thus, when the weather is very hot, more and more water or more and more chemical gets evaporated, right? So when weather is very hot, water or any liquid state gets evaporated, and this process is known as evaporation. What it is called as? Evaporation, right? So we can say that the increase in the water vapor content of air makes the weather humid, right? As we saw before, humidity, we studied about humidity, right? What is humidity actually? Yes, it is the amount of the water vapor in the air. So when there is increase in the amount of water vapor, it increases the content of the water vapor of air, and it makes the weather humid, right? So this is all about evaporation. Okay, children? So I hope that you enjoyed learning about water, its process evaporation, sea and land breeze, then about air and the importance of the sun for causing change in the weather conditions. Alright, children? So we will meet in the next session, alright, with the same lesson. Okay? Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying. Thank you, children.